Hi everyone and welcome to episode 32 of Reputation Rescue at Lazio with me, the United City FM. Welcome along and welcome to the final episode of Reputation Rescue at Lazio. This is the end of season 3, and if you remember at the beginning of the series, we gave ourselves 3 seasons to see if we could win Serie A and put Lazio back at the top of the Italian football, and we're just about there. This is the final episode of season 3. We've got Parma and Cagliari to play. We need 2 points to secure the title over those 2 games. And if we go and have a look at the league table, you can see that Parma sit in 14th, Cagliari sit in 4th. So really, we need to get the job done against Parma and then not have to be too worried about what happens against a very tricky Cagliari side. Juventus started off the dominant force, won the first couple of seasons, in this series in Serie A. But they've lost a few players. Dybala's gone and Higuain has gone. And Ronaldo's now like 37 and isn't the force that he once was. So that's why they've dropped off. And lots of teams are ahead of them. But we head the pack. And as I say, we've got 2 games left. We need 2 points. Roma, our direct local rivals, are sitting in second place. If we don't win the first of the 2 games, then they've got a chance in the final game of the season to overtake us. So we really need to put it to bed against Parma. If we go into the fixture list and then just go back a couple of seasons to where we started, right the way at the beginning of 2019-2020, you can see that we got to a reasonable start, but the second half of the season was fairly rubbish. We started with a completely different formation, 3 at the back, tried all sorts of different styles of play in that 3 at the back, and it eventually just didn't quite work. We stuck with it though through this period, got better towards the very end of the season and was hopeful that the second season would bring us a bit better fortune, and to be honest, it was really not. It just was terrible. Look at this run in the first half of the season. I thought we were going to get the sack. I really genuinely did. But then we made some very big decisions. In the January transfer window, we bought in a few loan players, got rid of a couple of players, changed the tactic, changed the formation completely to what we're now playing. And look at this run in the second half of the season. It was magnificent. Didn't get us near the title, but it certainly pushed us higher up the division. And we finished in a much better place than we thought we would be. And we got to the Europa League final and then lost it to Real Madrid, unfortunately. So the second half of last season was magnificent. And that brought us into this season where we didn't start particularly well again. It dropped off a little bit. Milan and Juventus early on just scuppered us a little bit. But we had a good period through October. And then from December onwards, the form has been fantastic through till February. And then the last couple of months have just been a little bit inconsistent again as the pressure got to us. But it didn't matter. We still maintain our place at the top of Serie A as we speak after 36 matches. So Parma is the first game. Can we get the points that we need to put the title to bed and then celebrate in the game against Cagliari and just play a bit of a dead rubber and no pressure? Or are we going to be put under pressure? Let's go and find out. So in terms of the first match against Parma, you can see that we've got a bit of a complicated situation in terms of a few injured players. I mean, Zappacosta and Greenwood have been out for a while now and will be out for the rest of the season, which is so disappointing. Greenwood specifically was doing fairly well for us as a backup striker to Immobile. I was happy with what he was contributing, but that long-term injury has kept him out for a while. And similarly now with Zappacosta, he's only out for 11 days from this point, but he's been out for a while. And that was unfortunate because he was doing perfectly well for us also. But in general, you can see lots of green average ratings. 2 of the key players to my mind are Locatelli and Gravenberch. Now you can see that they haven't done the best this season. If we go and have a look individually at them, 3 goals, no assists in 14 matches for Locatelli doesn't look that brilliant. And if we go to Gravenberch, 6 goals is pretty good in his 14 games, but only 1 assist. But why are they key? They're key because every time I had to take Milinkovic-Savic or Alberto out of the side, it didn't really feel like I was losing much, to be honest. That was really key to us. Alberto has been fantastic most of the way through. 12 assists this season, 3 goals. But Milinkovic-Savic, we'll go and have a look at his average ratings, and you can see that they're disappointing, and they pretty much have been all the way through this series. He's only got 5 goals in the 36 starts that he's made and 2 assists. It's really not good enough, and I've been very disappointed. I've struggled to find a way to get the best out of him, and he'll remain a bit of an anomaly to me, really. I know that there's a fantastic player in there. I've used him in other series that I've had in the past, both, primarily in my personal time, but I can't get him to work in this particular series. But there we go, that's the way it was. But Locatelli and Gravenberch came in and they were good, able deputies, so it was really important to sort that out. Everybody else has done pretty well for us, though. I haven't got any major complaints. And with the changes that we've had to make, and with Immobile being slightly injured, but I want him in the Parma game to see if we can get those 3 points and put the title to bed. We play a team of Strakosha in goal, Felipe and Acerbe in central defence, Marasic at right back, Muru at left back, Gagliardini, Milinkovic-Savic and Alberto in central midfield, with Lazzari on the right, Correa on the left and Immobile up top, and pretty much everybody else on the bench. So let's get into the first game of the episode and see if we can win this title. Let's see what happens. So it's only right in this circumstance, really, that you say to them, come on, lads, we can win the title if we win this match. So you go out there and make sure you win. Put the pressure on them. I did it in a positive way, not an assertive or aggressive way. Just positively build them up to say, this is our moment. Can we take it? So Parma get a chance to work out from their defensive area. Can they make a mistake and let us nick the ball and give us an easy goal? I'll take anything today as long as we win this game. I don't care how we do it. Gagliardini wins the ball. It goes backwards, though, to our defensive area, but eventually we get it out to Milinkovic-Savic, who works down the left-hand side, back into Gagliardini. Can we work a shooting opportunity? And we are keeping the ball nicely, working it down the left with Muru. And back to Gagliardini, into Alberto. I expected him to turn and go forward at that point, but it didn't quite work out. We almost lost the ball there, but we regained it again. And now there's the space for Lazzari down the right-hand side. Can he get in? He can. Is that a penalty? I think it probably is. Is the ref going to give it? He's going to give it. Penalty to Lazio in 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. And it'll be, I suspect, Immobile that steps up. He does. And he puts it away, and we get off to a fantastic start. When all we need is 2 points for the next 2 games, we could get 3 points here and put it unquestionably out of doubt. And that is a fantastic start for us. And thank you very much, Parma, for helping out with giving us a cheap and simple penalty. It was a fairly easy decision for the ref, wasn't it? Corner kick to Parma, though. They go to the near post and we get it partially cleared, but they pick up the loose ball, come straight back into the box, cross it to the far post, and that was a fantastic opportunity. The goalkeeper was nowhere to be seen, and there was half a goal at the far post that was free, but they didn't manage to convert it. Back to another corner kick, and again partially cleared, but again they get it back in for a second chance, and it was almost identical to the first one, slightly different positioning for the second header, but we managed to get the goalkeeper with his hands on the ball on that occasion and stop the ball. But yeah, a couple of real sighters at goal, weren't there? They've had a couple more attempts on target than we have. We've only had that one shot on target so far. We are fairly even in terms of the possession as well. So it's not all going our own way, but Alberto could put it out of sight here, and he doesn't quite. Gets it onto the header of Immobile, who gets up but can't quite direct the header down, and it goes over the top of the bar. But we go in at 1-0 at half time, and at the moment it's a bit of a nervy game. It's a little bit unsettling, to say the least, that we're not quite as dominant as I hoped we would be. But the scoreline is the important thing. So let's go in there and say assertively, don't get complacent out there. That seemed to do the trick. This is the sort of game to use that in, where there's something at stake and you've got to focus. You've got to remain completely on your task at hand, which is to keep this lead and potentially get another goal just to settle the nerves a little bit. You can see there's a couple of bits of apprehension. Lazzari's just picked up a knock, but he's recovering quite well from it. But I think we might take him off anyway, just to protect him. for the next game if we should need him. So we'll bring Buendia down that right-hand side, and we must get rid of some of these yellow cards as well, I would suggest, just to make it a little less likely that we're going to get a problem. So we're going to take Gagliardini out and put Gelson on. We bought Correa out and put Gill in. So those are the changes that we've made. We're not going to change anything about the style of play at this point. We are just going to actually just nudge it up a little bit to positive. I feel the game is there for us. We've just got to find a way to take it. But it's Parma again on the ball. And are they going to be able to work an opening for themselves? We hopefully maintain our shape, and we've pushed them back to the goalkeeper. That's great. Hopefully we can make him go long. We didn't quite. Immobile wasn't quite forceful enough on his charge down of the play, and they managed to move it into defence and work it through midfield. But there's the challenge. There's the tackle. And Immobile picks up the loose ball, runs with it, and there's some space for Milinkovic-Savic. And again, he can't quite get the quality on the finish. And that's been him all over. Flatters to deceive a lot. Alberto with a corner kick to the far post, partially cleared, but Acerbi picks it back up out to Alberto again, drives into the box, and then Brian Gill puts the header over the top of the bar, and it doesn't quite come to anything. We are tiptoeing towards this. We've got 5 minutes plus added time left. As long as Parma don't get an opportunity, we are going to win the league here. Can we make it count? Can we get one last goal in this game to really put it to bed and win us the Serie A title? And it's Buendia down the right-hand side into the box, had a shot at goal when he probably should have pulled it back. And that's been a little bit of the case recently for a lot of our players, not quite doing their jobs. But collectively, we've done the job over the 3 seasons that we gave ourselves. Right in the middle, a season and a half, I thought this was going to be impossible to do. But we've come back from that. And on the very last day of the very last episode, we win Serie A. Fantastic achievement, really, considering how far back we were in the middle of season 2. Passionately, congratulations, lads. That was amazing. We won the title. We succeeded in our reputation rescue. We put Lazio back at the top of the league. They clinched the title. There's lots of delighted people. The vision is being succeeded by the club, which is great. Sorry, I'm struggling with my chest today. Can't quite get the breath I need sometimes, but that's okay. It's just part of my gig at the moment. The United City brings big success for Lazio fans. Fantastic. The board are happy. I should hope so too, to be honest. And there we go. We have absolutely won Serie A, and we can now play the last game of the season. We will play it. Why wouldn't we? Let's go and have a game with no pressure on it and see what we can do against Cagliari. So I will just play through to that point, and then we will finish off this campaign with the last game against Cagliari as Serie A title winners. So here we are for the Cagliari game, the final game of the final episode of the Reputation Rescue at Lazio, and we can do whatever we like. We are Serie A title winners, so this game doesn't really matter to us what I've done, because we've got a lot of injuries and issues. We've got Muru, who's suspended, picked up too many yellow cards, Zappacosta, Correa and Greenwood all out for today's game through injury. So what I've done is I've rotated the entire 11 to my second string 11, which I do occasionally through the seasons, just to get everybody fit and get this team feeling like they can play together. So you can see some of the partnerships beginning to work. So it just helps to rotate this 11 in and out occasionally for low-key games, as it were. But they've done okay when they've come in. So that's what I've done. Given the last game to play, why not? There's a complete dead rubber in terms of the importance. We've got a slight knock to our mini, but that's no major problem, and we get everybody else fit and healthy other than those that are out of the squad completely for today. So all that means is that we have Radu in goal, Vavro and Omini in central defence, Marisic at right back, Lukaku at left back, Gelson, Locatelli, Gravenberch in central midfield, Buendia on the right, Gill on the left, and Palombi up top, and everybody else that's fit on the bench. So let's finish this complete reputation rescue at Lazio with one final game at Cagliari. So let's see what happens. So we can just go with all the best, have fun out there today and just let them just be and enjoy the experience. Away from home, tricky opponents, Cagliari. But as I say, from our point of view, the job has been done. We've won the title. So today is all about having a great performance, hopefully, and just celebrating the fact that we are the Serie A champions. Whilst we're going through this game and whilst there's not a lot that we need to be worried about in this particular match, let's talk about what's going to happen in this time slot in my schedule. So for about the next week, there probably won't be a Wednesday or Saturday episode. Just give myself a little bit of a break whilst we're going through the continuation of Rolling in the Isles and also the Versus 4 series, which is on my Sunday evening slot. So for the next couple of Wednesday, Saturdays, there probably won't be an episode of anything. But then there is an opportunity to do another series of some sort over the next couple of months leading up to the transition into Football Manager 21, which of course we don't know when that's out yet, really. All this COVID-19 stuff might have impacted that. Nobody's said either way yet. So we don't know how long we've got FM24, but so we've got a chance for another series. So what do you want to watch? Let me know in the comments below. We could have another Reputation Rescue. Who would you go with if we did one? We could do a relegation rescue again. But again, which league would you want to see that in if we did one? We could do a build a club kind of save from sort of lower down and try and bring them up. Although probably not too low down, just depending on what the time that we have left is on this particular cycle of FM20. So those are a few options, but there's loads more. I mean, we could try and win PSG the European Champions League, which they don't seem to be able to do on their own. We could do all sorts of stuff. So let me know what you would want to see in the comments below, and we'll pick one in the next week or so and set that going in sort of in this time slot, probably in about a week from now, maybe. So yeah, those are the options that we've got. Or if you've got another idea, let me know. I probably won't want to do too long a series, just because I think if October is the cut-off point, then it's not that far off really. So yeah, just let me know what you think in the comments below about what you'd like to see in this particular time slot on the Wednesday and the Saturday in my schedule. And the rest will continue, as I say, as normal. So let's just calmly go. We've been the better side, keep going. I don't know if we have, doesn't really matter. And just send them back out again. I'll probably just let this team play through to the end, to be honest, on this particular occasion. But yeah, it's all about what we do now, really. I've got some really interesting ideas coming up for FM21 in terms of we will be doing a single club save in FM21. I've got a couple of ideas for that, so watch this space. But more imminently, when the new series in this time slot starts, I've got a couple of new ways that I want to present my videos, my episodes, and there'll be a couple of changes to that. So watch out for that. Some of them will be a bit subtle, some of them not so much, but there'll be some definite structural changes to the episodes and how it's presented, etc. I just want to up the quality if I can as much as possible, and just put a few extra little bits in there. So watch out for that in the next couple of weeks. I'm not exactly sure when some of those things will drop, and they may not all drop at the same time, but there's a few things planned. So yeah, exciting times just to boost it. What I really want is to be at my best optimum quality level by the time FM21 comes round, so when new people are looking for new stuff, they're impressed with what they see and they want to join us on the journey of the United City community. That's the idea. But between now and then, if you can help me out by just letting people know around you that you enjoy my content, that would be amazing. It really, really does help. Word of mouth is so important. So yeah, there's some good stuff coming up on the channel, both in terms of some changes to how I do things, but also some changes in terms of a new series coming up. We've got the Versus 4 series I'm really enjoying doing. If you're not aware of what's going on in that, join me on Sunday evening for that. Episode 3 comes out this coming Sunday. It's going to be quite a short-term save over the next couple of weeks, really, and then potentially another 3 or 4 weeks after that, depending on if I get through to the latter part of it. And if you don't know why that's possible or not possible, come on along on Sunday and you will find out everything you need to know about the Versus 4 series. On this particular occasion, we didn't get a result particularly against Cagliari, although a draw against a top 3 or 4 opponent isn't too bad, is it at all, really? And in the circumstances, I'm not at all bothered by it. But there we go, a 0-0 draw just to get the point and add it to our total. We can come out of there and look at the table. 3 points clear in the end of Roma, the local rivals. Roma sit in second place. Juventus right the way down in 6th position on 65 points. Not a good season for them in the end, was it? They'd certainly dropped off. And what you know when you come in at Juventus at the beginning of the game, they've got quite an ageing squad. And there is the result of it. 3 seasons in, they dropped down to 6th place. And Lazio, reputation restored, I would suggest. We rescued their reputation. We put them back on the top of Italian football. And we can come out, Lazio lucky to draw. I couldn't care less. It just doesn't bother me in the slightest. Been given a bit of money. I think we've done okay financially. Some money to be paid out. But if we go and look at where we are financially, most of the transfers in and outs were not too bad, really. The first season, if we go and have a look at the transfer history, I think we spent 12 million. Yeah, about 12 million, bought 7 in. So not bad at all. Second season, where we changed quite a bit towards the January window because it wasn't working. 58 in, 58 out. Maintained the books on that one. And then this season was the first one where we actually spent a little bit of money on the likes of Buendia specifically to bring him into the side as a replacement for Lazari down the right hand side, and they rotated really well. They both did a good job when they played. We only got 12 million in, so there was the first time we actually spent a fairly decent amount of money. But I think overall we've looked after this club pretty well. Apparently there's a friendly for Borussia Dortmund before the start of next season, but I'm not going to be there. This is the point where we stop this particular campaign. We have restored the reputation, rescued the reputation of Lazio, put them back at the top of Serie A, back at the top of Italian football, and our job is done. So what happens next? Where are we going to go? Which league? Which club? What sort of scenario? That's all up to you, really, to let me know what you would want to watch. As again, relegation rescues, reputation rescue, one-off seasons with a particular club achieving a certain thing, building a club from maybe the sort of second division in a league rather than further down, because we don't know how much time we've got left of this FM20 cycle. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for joining me for this series. I've really enjoyed it. It's been really challenging. We set out with an interesting tactic and formation. Didn't quite work, did it really? By the middle of season 2, we had to completely scrap it and do something else. But that worked brilliantly for us. And since then, we've been riding high and we reached the pinnacle of Serie A. So thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. And if you want to check out my other series, Rolling in the Isles comes out tomorrow, and we're getting towards the end of a season with them as well. Manchester City currently our 4th club in the Rolling in the Isles series, and we've got a chance of the title. We've got a chance of the Europa League this season, and that's going to happen in the next 2 episodes. So join me for that. Versus 4 on Sunday. See how we're all getting on for Versus 4 at Juventus. Come and join me for that on Sunday. Thanks for joining me today, though. I really appreciate it. Look out for a new series in about a week from now in this sort of slot, Wednesday, Saturday. I'm not quite sure exactly when it will drop. But yeah, thanks for joining me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join my United City community. The more the merrier. If you haven't clicked that like button for me today, please do that for me. It really helps me get seen by lots of other people. Until next time, though, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.